Hi guys, I'm Pat, and welcome to my speech about why humans are so kooky and why I want to study them. Anthropology is absolutely amazing because it's literally about us, right? It's about the human condition, where we came from, where we're going to, and by studying the past, we can understand ourselves in the present, and we can also kind of predict where we're going to go, which is extremely important for not only our generation, but our children and grandchildren and everyone else to come from that. And to be honest, I can't imagine anything else in my life. I wouldn't want to do anything else in my life. It's just too important. So, like I said in my first speech, I got interested in this at a very young age. You'll recall I was talking about always looking for the next book at the library. I used to joke that I'm always searching for my mummy. No, not my mom. The things that are buried in ancient tombs. Um, and it's just something that stuck with me forever, and it evolved past mummies and Egypt and all of that. The more that I got to learn about it, currently right now I'm very interested in the past and where we came from, as I mentioned. And so a great example for that is the Hadza tribe. The Hadza tribe is a tribe in Tanzania, and they are what anthropologists, the tribe at least, is what anthropologists believe where all human beings came from. And what's interesting about these guys is that they're hunters and foragers, and they've been doing it for 50,000 years sustainably. And if you think about the way that we live our lives today, it's not very sustainable, right? I mean, we've got trash in the ocean, we're burning plastics into the air, we're polluting our environment, we have global warming to worry about. All of these things evolved within the last 100 to 200 years based on your perception or understanding of history. And so the fact that for 50,000 years, these people have been living their way of life with virtually no environmental impact is just insane. It's very interesting to me. So when I was a kid, I wanted to go to Berkeley. I'm talking like three, four. That was like my dream for whatever reason. And it turned out that Berkeley has an amazing anthropology program, specifically in archaeology. And so my goal is to get my associate's degree here at Sierra, move forward on to Berkeley, and hopefully, if I'm good enough and they want me, enter into their graduate program. And the reason why I want to do that is because you get to go on digs if you become an archaeologist, right? So you get to go out, play in the dirt, go to exotic places, areas, and kind of dive deep into that culture. I'm also looking into primatology, which is really interesting. The capuchin monkeys, for instance, not only use tools to harvest their food, but they also are intelligent enough to forage by cliff faces so that when a predator, such as a panther, comes in, these tiny little monkeys, I mean, they're, 15, 20 pounds, they scatter up the cliffs and they all take rocks and they create a rock slide. So you can imagine this 15-pound little thing with his 20 or 30 friends, creating a rock slide to take out this massive apex predator, which is just really impressive. After college, I would like to get my PhD. Um, it's just kind of an issue of what I want to kind of specialize in at that point. So once I do that, I go out, have my fun, go on my digs or on my field studies, and then I'd like to work in a museum and actually have the opportunity to work with artifacts and actually touch these things with my real hands. And then after that, most likely teaching because passing along this knowledge is incredibly important to me. And I'll try and wrap this up because we're a little bit over time. But I'll tell you a little story about a man named Franz Boas. He's the father of American anthropology. And essentially, he did a 5-year field study on the Kwakiutl tribe, which is a northwestern Pacific tribe. And the importance of that is that he documented their culture, he documented their language, he really got a sense of these human beings in their natural environment. And now, over 100 years later, they are essentially extinct, and all of their culture would have been extinct had he not pursued this line of work. So, passing this knowledge down to future generations, especially of the descendants of that tribe, is just very wholesome. So that's why I want to be an anthropologist. Thanks for listening to my speech, guys.